All right, guys. We're back. We're watching Miami, Georgia Tech right now. I'm going to get a drink real quick. And we got a pitching change. Perfect. I'll be right back. All right, boys. I'm coming. I'm coming. All right, we're here. We're here. Because, dude, I got to get the live started. I got to get people. Okay, that was loud. There we go. Come. All right. All right, so I just saw last I saw they made a pitching change after Daniel flew out. Is Georgia Tech out of the inning now? I'm guessing they are. We're winning the series. We're out playing y'all tonight. 100% true. Georgia Tech. I mean that. What was it? The third or fourth inning with the defense. I mean, we've got. It says 2 errors on the scoreboard. We've made about 4 errors. So you're not wrong. And I mean, like Georgia Tech deserves to lose tonight when you get bases loaded with no outs and you go strikeout, strikeout. What was the last guy? Was it a ground out? So you're not wrong, Zach. The freshman collapsed that one inning. Yeah, I mean, but like even Lodi's, I mean, Lodi's made some really bad defensive plays, and again, that's what me and Dusty have told you guys. Like he's not a shortstop at the minor league level, not even the big league. Bases loaded, no out, and not scoring is brutal. Yeah, and it's not really on like Will Baker's a freshman who has only been playing like fairly recently, right? Because of like the injury to Lodi's, and he's been in there sometimes since Ken Schmidt's been out. It's more so on like John Giesler going up with no outs. Like you have to put that ball in play. You have to put the ball in play. You have to get a run home. You cannot go. You certainly cannot go down looking. Will Baker went down swinging. Giesler went down looking, and that's just unacceptable for a guy who's like in his fifth or sixth year. I think it's a sixth year for Giesler. That's just you just can't have that. He does look bad tonight. Giving Baker's ABs a DH over Coupe is ridiculous. Baker looks scared. Stop overthinking at Georgia Tech. Again, I think they're just platooning the two. Like Baker is starting against right-handed arms, and Coupe is in there against lefties. But I get what you're saying, Zach. I don't. I think it's worth testing. You know, because I mean, Coupe has done nothing but produce. Uh, I will say this about Tate McKee. I mean, he's pitched way better than the scoreboard shows. Like it should be like 2-1 right now, but it's 4-1. What pitch was it? Oh, just a hanging slider. Like Cuvée doesn't know a slider's coming every pitch. I mean, it's what was the count there? I told you boys this series wasn't going to be easy. That inning we squandered was huge. Yeah. Yeah, that I mean it's very hard when you have an inning like Georgia Tech did on defense where you just made like literally made 4 errors even though the scoreboard says 2. And so you give up a few runs and then almost directly after that offensively you get bases loaded, no outs and you don't score 1 run. Those are two that like that you combine both of those things and it almost always equals a loss. Almost always equals a loss. So yeah, I mean it's now I will say like Griffin Hughes is out of the game. So Miami's got to cover 4 innings and it's a 3-run lead. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the way. It's crazy how many college hitters consistently swing and miss at low 90s and less. Yeah. And you still see people just throwing nothing but sliders. And again, against like your average college hitter, like you can get away with that because they're just not going to make the adjustment. But against like a Daniel Cuvée, like he's gonna make the adjustment. They said the bottom line is when Georgia Tech plays really well, they're really, really good. When they play average, they are just very average. They don't have the luxury to just roll out there. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And again, it's just it's the two of those innings happening like right next to each other that makes it so difficult because if one of those happens, you're all right. But like when you get bases loaded, no outs, and you don't score, that's bad. When you make like 4 errors in an inning, and again, that inning could have been worse. That inning could have been worse. Clemson with another 1-run win today. They have to lead the country in 1-run wins. 100%. I mean, I guarantee you they have the most 1-run/2-run games. UCF does as well, except UCF's on the other side of it. UCF's just losing all the 1-run, 2-run games. But Clemson and UCF, I mean, it's like every game they play is like a 2-run game or less. Two walks for Curse on the night. It doesn't help. Also, it doesn't help when you have Linus Baker behind home plate. He's bad. Big zone. Big zone. It's gonna be a pitching dominant. It's gonna be like a more on the pitcher style of a game when he's behind home plate because the strike zone is just massive and you don't really know when he's gonna call it or when he's not. So you're gonna see a lot of guys called out. I had to get the desktop out for this live. Phone wasn't cutting it. You don't have a desktop, dude. You have a laptop. You mean your laptop? You don't have a desktop. Well, maybe you do. Do you have a desktop, Dusty? I don't think you do. Oh, Curse. 10 outs, Canes. I don't know how. So if I am Tech, I run McKee out there for the full 110. Got to try to keep it close and stay away from Patel and Payton. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like if you just can't, you really just can't burn one of them if you're not like the game's not tied or better. Maybe 1-run game, but yeah, I think you got to. At some point you have to like you kind of have to force McKee's development. right? You almost have to say, no, you're going out there again. You're going out there again. What are what are these at bats? I mean, we're just rolling over like first pitch, second pitch sliders and just not don't worry about it. They just asked Professor Rosenthal if he knows any 1950s songs. The disrespect of the people down here. Oh my gosh. You guys should have came down here. Section F had all the info. Miami commits, LSU commits in our section. And that's the job and responsibility of a Friday night ace. Don't tell me any more BS if you can't do it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your job is, even if you're losing, is to go deep enough that you save the bullpen for the rest of the weekend. GT lost this game when they didn't score anything with the bases loaded. That's you're not wrong there, man. That's a really you talk about a demoralizing thing for an offense. What would Buck Farmer do? I didn't even have to see what was in parentheses. Yeah, Buck Farmer would be yelling, "Give me a bat! I'll score some runs off them." And then he'd be shoving the rest of the way. There wouldn't be 4 runs on the board though if Buck Farmer was out there. I mean, Buck had like a 2.8 his sophomore year. It's pretty incredible how good Buck was. Just, I mean, I don't think none of us that played with Buck were surprised when he just like got to the big leagues in like a year. A lot of game left, 100%. And really, the key for the game is like, whatever happens this inning. But you got the top. Like, I would really like to see Baker find a way on here and just kind of roll the lineup into the top part of the lineup. Like, this is a big at bat in the game. Canes and Zach and Dusty, you know this, because if Baker gets on here and then Brocious comes up and Brocious gets out, then you have the top of the order coming up in the 7th. And if and you have a decent inning, that means you'll get to see the top of the order twice. Linus Baker, my God. Oh my God. Linus Baker is so bad. Wasn't a bad pitch, but I think it's a ball. Let's see the replay. Yeah, it's a ball. Coral Gables Regional, I smell it. Buck physically willed himself. Definition of a horse, yeah, 100%. Just old country, strong. Like I don't care. I'm just gonna do it. Siéntate. Shut up, Canes. We all know what that means. It was left, right. Left, right, left, right. Sit down. Canes, we're winning every series if we keep playing like this. We may damn well get a regional. you guys are so ridiculous. Like you're saying that right now, and then like tomorrow you'll lose, and you're like, we're terrible. Like, we're so bad. You gotta like maintain. Again, I think we talked about this last couple days. I mean, Friday night was going to be tough. Because Griffin Hughes is legit. Like, there's no surprise that Griffin Hughes has held some really good offenses to like 1 run, no runs, etc. So it's no surprise that he did this to Georgia Tech's lineup. Again, this next inning is really big. I'm joking, Kyle. Please don't think I'm being serious. I don't know. I think you were a little serious, Zach. You were a little serious. But really, the next inning is the biggest inning for Miami, because if you can get Parker Brocious out, and then you have to face Lodis, 1-2 with 1 out, You're in a really good spot. The Miami crew won't be able to sleep tonight with their pillows soaked from their tears for the first 8 weeks. Dusty, are you going to be in the Miami space tonight? Yeah, I mean Tate McKee's at 75 pitches. Like he's got to go eighth. He's got to get to the 8th inning. Griffin Hughes is a Cincinnati transfer, damning evidence against their staff. He was in their pen. He's a former Elite Sports Advising client as well, just so you know. But yeah, well, I mean, you know how it is, Dusty. I mean, a lot of times it's. I mean, the fact that he was in the bullpen is kind of crazy, but I mean, he was probably going to leave for Miami or somewhere else, you know. Two quick outs for McKee. I mean, this is. It's like you said, Dusty. It's like this is his. All right, it's time to. It's because McKee's a sophomore, right? Sounds like a misplaced by ESA. Well, I didn't work with him. I don't know how good he was out of high school. I don't like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he was like, I don't think he was that in high school. McKee's a sophomore, right? Am I just brain farting and I can't remember? Now the catcher just injured the ump. I hope you don't get any more calls. Dude, Canes, stop spoiling the game in my chat. We're behind you. We're like 30 seconds behind you. Even more than that, maybe. All right, I'm going to have to find this out myself now. Yes, McKee's sophomore. Yeah, so this is the game where you say, like, you're going deep. Like, you're going deep. You're throwing 110. Your arm's not going to break. Like, it's kind of crazy how, like, he's probably 20, or maybe 21, or he's not 21 yet. He'd be draft eligible. Maybe he is draft eligible. But that's on Linus. Why is your hand right there, Linus? Baker is awful. He's had some pretty good games, but he's not looking good tonight. That's for sure. Baker, don't listen to Canes. He's ahead. He's been all night. I tried to tell him he's defiant. Yeah, I'm just not going to read Canes' comments for like 2 minutes. Is that the Ponder of Miami right there? Is that the Ponder of Miami? But yeah, I mean McKee legitimately you can get him. He can come out in the 8th inning, and then depending on what happens, you take him out or what. But like this is a game where it's like, listen, we need you to go 8. You're going to go out in the 8th inning. You may not finish the 8th inning. But like if he gets pulled in the 6th, I don't know what to say. After this inning, I don't know what to say. I just don't understand the reasoning behind it, right, Dusty? Like if we see Patel or Payton coming in, and I don't think that we will. I mean, that would just be very surprising. Canes, I'm going to send you Kyle's number so you can spoil it directly. No, I don't want to see it. I'm not even going to look at my phone now. I'm not reading the chat. Not reading the chat. All right, let me look at my phone. All right, 10:05. I got 2 minutes. 10:07. I will read Kane's thing. Wow. That was, I mean, that's off the plate. Unfortunately, he's called a bunch of that stuff, but it's off the plate. Kyle, I see Coupe's family. Do I recruit them to Miami? We can try. I gotta have a meeting with them pretty soon. I don't disagree, Zach. It's like the thing is, Devin. I played against Devin when he was at Florida State. He played in the big leagues, had like a really good career. Uh, like you could like if you didn't know if someone asked you like, what do you think this guy's playing level was, and you just listen to the broadcast, you'd be like, I don't know if he like high school. Like that's what you would say. I mean, it's that bad. Watching 5 games right now, have the audio on for GT Miami, but Danny Wexelman is brutal on the call. Yeah, I mean, she was talking about how Miami has like a really good RPI. She was like talking, and then Devin Travis was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they're doing great. Like they were talking about how Miami's team's gelling and they're playing so well. And I'm like, 21-17, 6-9 in the ACC. Why is Gabby or Wyco not on the call? I don't know. Yeah, she's on the call, or Joey Z. I play with Devin in MLB, and he's the nice guy in the world and a really good player. 100%. He is. He is a very nice guy. But like I don't think he's. The thing is, I don't know. Like I feel like when I listen to a football game, I want to listen to Tony Romo because Tony Romo is putting you inside the head of the player. He's like, oh, like the cornerback's like, he's like, oh yeah, he's gonna run a slant here, and like that the slant's gonna be open over the middle. He's gonna hit him, and then like it happens, right? Because he's been there and he's done it, and he can recognize that on the field. And I feel like the good analyst in the game, that's what they do. They put you inside the head of the player, and they can kind of call things before they happen. And Devin, like, I just don't feel like I'm listening to someone who played in the big leagues. And again, not everyone who played in the big leagues like really understands the game. That's a different thing entirely. There are some guys who are really talented. They may not have like they really may not like totally see the game, right? They may see certain parts of the game well, but they don't see the game well. And so again, we don't know. I don't know. Why are both of them calling her game? Danny Wexman, I love her. She pushes to Miami propaganda on Perfect Game TV. What's scary is they let Wexman call ACC tournament games. Yeah, they were going to fly Isaacs in for the call, but I was on the no-fly list because they were worried about his safety due to Po-Man. Danny is brutal on PGTV. NYC girl, but how does she get this exposure? I think you know, Buck. Jim Morris at this game is really, really cool. Salute. Yeah, that is cool. Wonder if him and Danny had a conversation before the game. All right, big inning here. Big inning here for Georgia Tech and Miami. Because, again, the fact that Baker was not able to pass the bat back, now you have Parker Brocious leading off the game who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And then that means if you go, you're not going to have to face top of the lineup unless a couple guys get hits or walks. I mean, I don't know. And I'm sorry. I don't know why he's still in the lineup. I don't get it. Is there no one else out there that can play right field? Is Nisus? Why isn't Nisus in the game? I feel like Nisus at least has some pop in the bat. I don't understand. Can you tell me that, Dusty? Jim Morris has a suite at our stadium. Yeah, no surprise there. GT's offense is lifeless tonight. Yeah, it is. It is. And see, now you have the advantage, right? Because you have to face Kyle Lodies, but you already got one out. And then we just swing. A sinker above the shoulders. Oh my! I got to mentally reset after watching that right there. First pitch hack, you're down 3 runs, and you pop up to first base. That's not a junior's at bat right there. That's like a freshman at bat. That's what you expect from like a freshman sometimes. They love Brocious, man. Honestly, last year I kind of thought he didn't play enough last year, but he just hasn't been the same player this year. Like he's hitting for the worst pop on the team, and he's leading the team in strikeouts. That doesn't equal in the lineup, And I liked him last year. I thought he didn't play enough last year. Are you concerned about Georgia Tech's offense the past 3 games? No. I'm not. Are they maybe going through a little bit of a lull? Yeah, but that happens literally to every team at some point. So it doesn't like worry me for like the ACC tournament or the NCAA tournament. And again, like the last 2 games, before this game, I mean, you're without Lodi's and Schmidt, so it's kind of like, no. Eventually, they weren't going to be putting up as many runs. I mean, Lodi's has having one of the best years in the country. Uh, Burris is just nasty. He's just yeah. I mean, the swing is so good. He's just. I mean, he can do it all, man. He can like that pitch is like off the plate, and he just buys time and can stay on it. Like he can just stay on the. He can stay on the line. Look, it's just like a backdoor sinker off the plate. He just goes with it. Paul can endorse Brochus too, by the way, dude. Like I'm not saying at the beginning of the year he shouldn't have been playing. He should have. Again last year I thought he didn't play enough. Uh, but like the writing's on the wall. He's hit like 250 with no power, and he's leading the team in strikeouts. I'll tell you what, a 2-run home run would be nice right now. LSU wins 4-3. Thanks for the update, Buck. Burke, what's up, man? Welcome back. Burris plays like he's 6'5". Yeah, I mean he is special. He is. I mean he literally has a. I mean he has a chance next year to go down with one of the best like 3-year careers in college baseball history, which is insane, but that's the truth. Burris can play in the big leagues tonight, and I think he would do well. I don't doubt. Like the thing that separates Burris is Burris. He's got everything, and what I mean by everything is he's got the tools. Right, he's got the tools. In particular, he's got the hit tool. Right, that was example right there. He's probably not sitting on that location and that pitch, but he can just line drive it. But he's got the baseball IQ, like really good base runner, knows where to go with the baseball, like just knows the game. He sees the field, he sees the game, like I was talking about earlier. He's also a dog. He's a gamer. When the game is on the line, he comes through. In the big situations, he comes through. So you put all 3 of those things together, it's like for sure, like big league, maybe big league all-star. Like that's what that usually means. Those 3 things. And even guys that are really talented that go high in the draft, they usually don't have all 3 of those. And he's got all 3. Terrible call by Baker on that 3-1. Yeah. Dude, Kane, stop. Dude, Linus, like when I was coaching at Tech, um, I think it was an ACC tournament my last year coaching, and I just remember like just ripping into Linus. And I think he told DH like if he says one more thing, he's gone. And DH was like, "Hey, don't say anything else." uh, but yeah, I lit into him. I can't remember. I can't even remember what it was about. I think it was just he was bad all game, um, and it was just like I'd had enough. Jake Dorn coming in now. Thanks, Canes, for the update. Canes, we know you're there. Stop spoiling it. BC tied series with Wake. Texas takes game 2. Oof. Dude, Texas is just like unbelievable. Notre Dame with 53 RPI and leading Stanford. Tourney. I think they still got a little way to go. But if you're listening to the Miami game, Wexelman and Devin Travis think that Miami's got a great RPI and are doing really well so far this year. Which again, I mean, no, they're not doing well. I'm not even going to try to like. They haven't done well. Let me see here. Burrow scoring first on that single to right field was so nasty. Yeah, exactly. Like most guys are just kind of gonna pull up into third. They're not still like again. What the elite player does is he's anticipating a mistake. He's anticipating what happened. Right fielder just kind of running over top of the baseball, and that's what an elite player does. And yeah, and it's a great send by Ramsey. I mean, you got to have nuts, and again, part of it is like you have to understand every day as a coach, you're trying to get a feel in those first 3 or 4 innings. Like, are we going to be able to string together a few hits to like score runs this game, or do we have to play, like bunt, get a guy in scoring position, or lead off double, bunt him to third? Right? Is that the kind of offense we need to run tonight? And like tonight for Georgia Tech, it's like we got to play small ball. Obviously, right now it's 2 outs, so you can't. But this is a situation for Georgia Tech. Like if they can get a run or two back here, let's say they score 2 here and they're down by 1. The rest of the game, if you have a leadoff double, nuts. NUTZ Buck. That's right. If you have a leadoff double, you have to bunt him to third, and then maybe you just safety squeeze him in because the offense is not really squaring up a lot of balls. JD navigating this game masterfully, by the way, for all those people who said he had no idea what he was doing. Yeah, I know. Hey, Dusty, we haven't watched all the Miami games, and the only reports we get are he's bringing. I don't know why he's bringing in these guys. Every arm he's brought in, I'm just like he's bringing in the perfect guy. Every arm, and every arm, like he's prepared for every situation. Like like that's the thing. What most guys don't get is like most coaches are they're not prepared, and so the situation comes up to bring in the lefty, but they don't foresee like, well, what if the righty walks the guy? They just go, well, we're going to bring him in to get the righty with 2 outs. Well, yeah, what if he walks him? Oh, well, we probably want to have a lefty ready. So far, JD, this game, he's doing a great job of managing the bullpen. But we could just be catching him. Dude, stop. Canes, stop. Canes, please. I'm going to turn this chat off my screen. Watch, here we go. I know you guys can still see the chat, so it's really just for me. I don't know why I did that. I accidentally did that. I clicked the wrong button and it took me off. Canes, stop reading your stuff, man. I'm sorry, but like I don't even know why he has to dive for that. I thought that was like a routine line out to center off the bat. Oh, he got the old like made 2 wrong moves. So he breaks right first. Oh, sorry, he breaks left first, and then he breaks like diagonally to the left, and then he realizes he just needs to run straight in. That's why he had to dive. So he made 2 like inefficient moves in the jump. That was well struck by Caleb Daniel, unfortunately just right to center field. But that's a big inning for Miami getting out of that with no runs. But what that does mean is that the top of the order will be coming back up to this game. So that's something for you guys to remember. I brought it up. If you can get through the seventh, 1, 2, 3, you're in a really good spot. They could not. They faced 5 hitters that inning. So now the top of the order will come back up for Georgia Tech. So that's something to watch. But of course, JD coaches the best game of his career when y'all are watching. I don't know. That's a big coincidence, Zach. That's what me and Dusty, I think, are trying to say. Vandy up 7-3 on UGA. Wow, Vandy's playing good. I'm dying of laughter. I was streaming at his high school. His coach, he learned that from you, baby. And Kyle goes, "Why did he dive for that routine play?" Yeah, I'm not saying it's routine. I'm just like, it's a difficult read. That's the most difficult read for a center fielder is a low line drive into center field. But he took a false step to his left, and then he still breaks, like, not straight in, but like into the left, and then he has to break in. So he took 2 false steps. And again, at Miami, I wouldn't be playing that deep with Caleb Daniel at the plate. But yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have had to dive. He should have caught that running coming forward. Maybe with an open glove, like open glove forward, you know. Flexelman thinks it's the best catch he's ever seen. Yeah, yeah. It's bad. Remember, Mikey played at Doral Academy, 280 feet to center field. 280 center field. You're right. He just played the fence the whole time. Oh my gosh. These are quick outs for this is actually really good for Georgia Tech. Miami making really quick outs. And like you're just gonna throw him out there like until 110 or 115. Like it's time. Every guy I played with at Georgia Tech, their sophomore year, their junior year, almost like if they pitched well, they threw 110, 115 pitches every start. Like if they pitched well, right? Like they had a good game. Most of these guys now, they have good games. They throw like 88 pitches, right? That's almost like a 30 pitch difference. And that's, again, that's like 2 innings, 2 extra innings your bullpen's got to cover every game. So if he's gonna develop as a pitcher, like that's one of the final steps of a starter's development is how do I learn to get outs third time through the order, right? And so guys don't know how to do that now because they're not allowed to like make mistakes and okay, I can't pitch that guy like that with 3 out or third time through. Max Galvin. But see, this Zach. What I'm not trying to take away anything from. I think defense, you're playing great. Pitching's obviously done fantastic. But let's think about the runs that have scored. Like 3 of those runs are from an inning where Georgia Tech on the scoreboard made 2 errors, but in reality made 4. So, like it's a 1-1 ball game right now if clean defense is played. That's what I'm trying to say about Miami's offense. It's just anemic. Curse playing uncharacteristically poorly tonight. I will say it's been a common thing that like when he gets a ground ball on a double play chance at third and he does this, like throws under I've seen him do that. He did that twice against was it Notre Dame? Was it Notre Dame he did that twice against? and it was like it ended up not killing him. But I just remember, or it might have been Stanford actually. It might have been Stanford. He seems to struggle with that one play in particular because outside of that, he's probably the best. He's the best defender on the infield, like by a significant margin. But for some reason, that play, like he can't. He just doesn't seem to. He needs to practice that, right? That's pretty obvious that he needs to be in weekly practice. He needs to be working on that play in particular because every other part of his game as an infielder is really good. I mean, I would have that seeing that right there would be like Monday or Tuesday would be like, hey, we're like early, let's get there for early work and let's work on this. Cuvée trying to do too much, yeah, yeah. Wait, did we just get? Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. I was just thinking the exact same thing. Oh, here we go, screaming and fist pumping down 3 runs. Give me a break. Yeah, I mean it's insane, dude. It's like it's like he's celebrating because he's kept the team close or something. Brian Walters coming in to close out the game. Yeah, I figured that would happen. Professor Rosal said the Hurricanes have the inning with the most runs, so according to Kyle's thinking, Miami will win. Yeah, that's my dad said. That's not even my thinking. That's my dad's thinking. His idea was always you always played for the big inning. Like that's what my dad like, especially early in the game, right? That's why he never was a big believer in like the like sack bunt the guy over with no outs early in a game because in his like experience, the team that had the biggest inning like almost always won, which it makes sense. So that's my dad's like way of thinking more so than mine. I mean, he would agree. Obviously, if you have a team that isn't going to drive it out of the ballpark and can't really, it's going to be really rare to get a big inning. Then you have to play like 1 run an inning. You're playing that 1 run inning or 2 run inning strategy, which again, like think about it. We're talking about this, and it's kind of like we're talking about like a dinosaur, right? The idea of like playing for 1 run in an inning. That used to be like a big time strategy in Major League Baseball, college baseball, all over the country. Um, and now, like if you ever brought that up, you basically would be shunned for being as you know just like you just being a crazy person. He's been lights out in the bullpen, 7 innings and 2 earned runs from McKee. I mean, well, he doesn't walk guys. Strikeout rate's pretty good. He's given up a lot of hits for a guy with good stuff. 7 innings and 2 earned runs from McKee. Those errors and not scoring with the base loaded is the difference in the game. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's so it's 2 unearned. In my view, like Lodis, there was a play hit to Lodis where he just it went down as a hit because it was beat out, but an error. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, if it's a play, it should be made, even though it doesn't go down as an error. So there's really like probably 3 unearned runs for Miami. So like Georgia Tech actually like should be winning right now. They should be winning. Vaughn Lackey. Like, look at that read from right field. Like, how bad is that? All he had to do is take 2 steps forward to catch that, and he backs up because he's scared. He's scared to make the wrong read and then get burned with a bad hop or something. I mean, just defensive play across the board is just so bad right now. That sets the tone right away. That sets the tone GT really needs to jazz up the unis. I agree. I think we are kind of. I think there's just nothing special about our unis. Dude, Linus Baker, and I will say this, he's been pretty wide for Miami. Tate McKee don't seem to be getting the same calls. That was literally 4 inches off the plate. Ooh, that's a good adjustment right there. You guys are ahead of me because, like you said, that Zach is saying that now. Let me click the live, and it says I'm live. Totally agree. We used to have legit ones. Pisses me off. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you got to have your own identity. And I think what Georgia Tech does is it tries to copy things from other teams with like styles of their, uh, what's it called? Filthy Sliders by Walters. Yeah, but I don't think he can. To me, from what I'm seeing right now, again, like I'm just always analyzing the pitcher and like what I would be thinking against him. That's just like when I watch the game. That's all because that's just that's how I thought as a hitter. Like in the at bat, I'm thinking, okay, like he's only locating away right now. So against Walters, if I'm a right-handed hitter, I'm getting on top of the plate because he's got a two seam, which in theory I would not want to be on top of the plate because that would blow up a right-handed hitter. But everything's away. Everything's away. Like, look at that 1-0 pitch right there. It's perfectly pitched. It looks like it's probably 4 inches off the plate out of the hand, and it comes back for a strike. So I want to get on top of the plate because I know he's living out there. I'm going to be able to see the slider better because I'm closer to the corner. So I'm not as far away from the corner. I can see the spin better, and I can stay through it a little bit more. I have a better ability to fight the pitch way off the plate. So if I'm a right-handed hitter, I'm getting on top of the plate and looking away. No way, man. That's the kind of stuff that's the kind of game that's the kind of, yeah, like a play like that. Too bad Giesler can't move. But I mean, golly, Giesler, I don't think has gotten a ball out of the infield, has he? Huge play, yeah. Because that's a play where like a bad error and it almost like you throw it away and like a run scores. Vandy is crushing UJ now, peaking at the right time, possibly. Let's see. Tennessee beat Kentucky 8-2. Baker swinging underneath that big time. I would go up again. He missed underneath big. A&M is beating Arkansas in the bottom of the 7th. Vandy's beating him 8-3. Yeah, see, this is Will Baker just not being this is a freshman at bat, right? Because what he has to understand is with a guy like Walters, who's got serious run, serious sink, you're not looking anything outer third and even kind of closer to middle away is going to run off the play, or it's going to run off the plate. So I'm not going to be able to get my barrel to it. It's just going to be impossible to get my barrel to it. I'm looking middle in because it's going to run back over the middle of the plate, and then it's just going to. I can't miss my barrel. And for those of you who don't get why I say that, it's because if I'm late on a 4-seam, I'm going to hit it right here. I'm going to get jammed, right? And like, if the barrel's right here, I'm going to get jammed here. But if it's a 2-seam, it tails to the barrel. So even if I'm late, I'm squaring it up. Let Baker hit again. Yikes. Overmatched all night long. Yeah, I would like to see another left-handed bat in there right now, like Tyler Nisus, because I don't think Baker's looked good, but you definitely don't want to bring a righty in against this matchup. It's a tough stuff matchup for a right-handed bat. His stuff plays really well against righties. It really should not play as well to lefties. Although a sharp slider that can play, in a strikeout, like for a strikeout pitch, but the fastball is not a pitch you want to be throwing a lot. And you gotta locate your fastball location is like incredibly important if you're facing a lefty with his kind of stuff. Because you make a mistake with fastball location, it just gets hit. I can't believe Linus called that a ball. I mean, that comment Devin Travis just made, I'm just like, wow, that was said on a broadcast. You're going to need a miracle, my Georgia Tech brothers. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's the top of the 8th. We're down by 3 runs, and there's 2 outs. Like we got 4 outs to go. Oh, we got 3 now. Too good. Too good. He has a 5.3 ERA. Yeah. Too many. How many left in scoring position tonight for Georgia Tech? I don't know. A good amount. Good amount. But it's not an insignificant number, I guess is what I'll say. It's not an insignificant number. Burris is so small in person too. No, I'm telling you, dude, he's legitimate 5'6", like legitimate. But he's an absolute baller. Like that's the only way you can describe it. Because I'm listed at I'm 5'9 3/4. I usually listed. I'm out, Dust, just to be honest. But I always round it up to 5'10". He's listed, I think, as 5'8" or 5'9", and when I tell you it's like that much difference between me and him. I mean, he's definitely like 5'6". But again, he's an absolute like best. I mean, he's like, as far as career wise, like he's probably the best career, unless I'm just forgetting of somebody, like the best career at Georgia Tech for a center fielder, probably. He's just that good. Yeah, Clemson keeps finding a way to win games. It's like we were talking about it earlier, me and Zach was like, they have to like lead the country in 1/2 run games, and I agree. Like it's unbelievable. 5-6, yeah. Go Puff delivers to your house. What is Go Puff? She goes, that's driven to center. And it's like a routine fly ball to center field that like Burris didn't even have to move on. Driven to center. Yes. So Zach, me and you are on the same wavelength, I think. That's exactly what I was saying. I mean, it's just like, it's things like that for your average casual fan that really doesn't kind of understand the game at all, they don't notice that stuff. But if you're a fan like you guys are, and like I am, and you watch the game intensely and you're dedicated to it, even if you haven't played at a high level, you still understand the game enough. Uh, where like that, but she's the fact that she said driven to center, and you're like, you're getting excited for a for a. You're looking for the center fielder to be running back, and you guys are thinking, "Oh, we just got an extra base hit," and then Burris just sitting there like this. Oh, Lodi's about to let another guy safe. Oof. See, I mean, that it's stuff like that, that double pump, like that. Just when I tell you that that never happens with big league shortstops and with even like double A shortstops. See, look, he can't get it out. See, that's just that is, and almost you get a sense that that pump is like an insecurity pump. Like he's like thinking about throwing instead of just like the guys in double A higher, they just go like they don't do like this pump thing. No knowledge or awareness of the game. Yeah. Dude, Linus is so bad. I'm telling you guys, Linus is he's like literally been the best umpire for you guys and the worst umpire for us. If I was blind, I would have thought it was caught at the warning track. Yeah. 100%. And she didn't correct it either. Like what a lot of the what the even the really good broadcasters in the big leagues every once in a while will like mess something up like that, and they'll immediately go like, and it just ends up being a shallow fly. Like they'll correct it, but in like a smooth way to where it's not awkward. But she was just like, it's driven to center, and yeah, he's getting under it, and like you didn't even know that it was just a random. You don't even know the play if you're listening on radio. Can you imagine listening to her on radio? You wouldn't even know what was going on. You wouldn't. You would not. You wouldn't. The game that happened in reality would not be the game you heard on radio because of the way she describes certain plays and stuff. And that's being a play-by-play guy. The whole art is how do I say what's happening without it being boring. Like I'm literally just saying he's running up fly ball to left and the left fielder's closing on it. It ends up just foul. Like you're just describing what's happening in the game, which if you think about it, that's kind of boring. So like the really good guys find a way to make that interesting while being accurate. You have to be accurate. Riley Stanford gets. Oh. Tell it's a Dusty. Tell Steve to send Steve a text and say get a handle on the bullpen down there. That 1-2 looked like a strike. I mean, it's been bad, man. It's like, and I usually don't like. I don't even really care about that, but it's been very obviously a massive zone for Miami's pitchers, and it's not like a small zone, but it's a smaller zone by like pretty. Oh my gosh. I was like right down the middle. I don't know. I don't know where that pitch was. I was like, literally split the plate. And that was a closer to the edge of the plate pitch, and he called that. I hope Wexelman doesn't call football games for the ACC network. I mean, and again, what I'm trying to say is like the best broadcasters are literally they just tell you accurately what is happening on the field, but they do say it. They just find a way to do that in an interesting way. That's just like what the art of broadcasting is, and it's just not accurate when you listen to her. It's like stuff like that. But I also don't think Devin Travis is actually is that good either. Let's see here. All right. 9-1-2, right? So this is the key to the inning. Can Parker Brocious find a way to get on base? That's the question. And that's the thing right there, Linus Baker. That's a breaking ball that lands at the top of the zone. That's a ball. That's a ball. But instead of a 1-2-1 count, flips it to 1-2, and now you can throw that. Okay, I can't watch chat now. I literally have to take chat off screen because you guys are ahead of me because I haven't seen anything that hurts. No, I think that got him in the knee. Like, see, this is the type of stuff that, like, the dramatics of it. You know, Dusty? You know what I mean? Like, the dramatics of this, like, for like those of us when we played, like, it would get hurt. Like, it would hurt, and you'd kind of, like, limp, and you'd be like, saying whatever you needed to say. But then you'd get on with it. And now it's like this, like, look up here, and like, I'm so hurt. Oh, like, it's just these dramatics, man. It's nah. I'm not looking at chat. I can't look at guys. I can't look at the chat. You guys talk amongst yourselves for like the next however long this inning takes. I am going to talk just about the game. Yeah, that looked like he broke his bat. Shaved bat. What if it comes out like that someone I don't know. No, I don't know if it was the bat. It was almost like his thumb guard and the bat flew out of his hand and his thumb guard came off with it. That's what it looked like to me. Could be wrong. Alex Hernandez bringing the tying run to the plate. Caleb Daniel. Come on, Daniel. Is it another JD masterclass here, Dust? Slipped out of the hand. Yeah, Buck, that's what I saw. I told you guys, these eyes don't miss anything. Look, the bat slipped out of his hand and it looked like the thumb guard might have gone off with it. Man, sometimes like when you have kids, you have like two young kids. Sometimes you like think you're hearing a scream or something. It's like them crying or something. You're like, are they getting up or something happening? Wow, Caleb Daniel. Good play by the right fielder. Right fielder throws that home there like most freshmen would. Runner advances to third, and now you like a buried ball ties the game. Or it doesn't tie the game, but it gets another run in, and then you have a runner on third. Look at that pitch call. That is ball one. That breaking ball was 3 or 4 inches off the plate. If you had sleep trained them properly, it wouldn't be an issue. I did my best. Oh, we got another mid at bat. It's a 2-run game, Kyle. Lock in. Christ. I'm locked. What do you mean? It's the only thing I'm watching. I'm just trying to figure out what he's saying to him in that mid at bat meeting. Like, what's the point of it? Wait, is Tyler Nisus a faster runner than Caleb Daniel? I mean, is that insane? Caleb Daniel looks like me in college, and Tyler Nisus looks like not quite Daniel Palka, but I mean, he's big. You would expect Caleb Daniel to be the better runner. I can't look at chat because I know at any moment this game could be over, and then I'm going to be upset. 1-1 count for me. Hanging breaking ball. Man. That shows you how much the game's changed. I mean, he's throwing like a mid-90s. He's throwing like a mid-90s just bowling ball sinker. Or it's like either a bowling ball sinker or it's got like run ride. And he should just be living up and into Von Lackey. That should have been an advanced. You got to get a good jump on that. Golly, you got to read that, man. That's huge. That's a huge play here. If he gets a single, the game's not tied because they couldn't. The base running's not good. Oh my gosh! All right. Well, now you got runners on the move. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to conversation. So, Miami catcher's working, man. Dear God, yeah, yeah. I mean, he is. Um, that's a game where your offense doesn't show up. And what did we tell you after the really bad defensive inning by Georgia Tech and the really bad bases loaded, no outs, no runs inning? You combine both of those into a right next to each other in a game. You're done, and that's what happened. Offense just couldn't get going, and Tate McKee, really good job by Tate McKee. Gave you 8 innings or 7 innings. So Tate McKee pitched really well. I mean, gave up 2 earned runs, 7 innings. Great outing for him. That was actually great. The offense was just anemic. Boys better come to play tomorrow. Going to be a tough series. Great crowd and great win. Let's go, man. That was a good game, man. That was good. It was good. It was an exciting game, even though it was very low scoring. There was a lot of pressure moments. Your bat still sucked. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Tate did his job, no doubt. 100%. He did. The bats really didn't win it tonight. It was like Georgia Tech had a potential 6-run inning, and they got no runs. They made literally in one inning, they made 4 defensive misplays. 2 of them were errors. So in reality, 3 runs were unearned. So Georgia Tech has played terribly. That's it. Is there a wager on this series? I don't think so. I don't think we ever did. No. I don't think we made a wager, no wager, yeah. We probably should have done something funny, but I don't remember doing the wager. All right, what other good games are on right now? GT lost this game more than Miami won it. 100%. 100%. Even though you have to credit Miami's pitching, right? Miami's pitching did play really well. The offense did not play well. It was just gifted at minimum 2, I think 3 runs. And so they just, again, the pitching did well, but the offense was really bad. Geezer can't be in the lineup for y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know quite the position versatility if you take Giesler, then are you going to move Alex Hernandez to first and then start Will Baker? Because then I don't know, it just happened. There's so much complexity in the lineup that I don't know if removing Giesler right now would make the lineup better. I think if you had Kent Schmidt who was ready to go and you knew he were going to get the Kent Schmidt, yeah, you just do that. But I don't Giesler has looked good recently. Tonight he didn't look good, but recently he has looked good. So I'm not ready to just get him out of the lineup yet. I think you gotta give him a little bit of time. He may have just had a bad game, which happens even in the middle of really good stretches. Mississippi State trying to miss the tournament. Yeah, I know, Buck. I know. You thought they didn't even. You thought with the way they started out in the SEC play, you're like, oh, you think they were going to be like really solid, and they are not. Again, they're not just not playing what up to what people think. Who are they playing this weekend? That was a relatively clean in-conference game. Never like to lose, but it's baseball. Hate it, but wasn't the worst loss of all time. Play tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's better than. There's no other way to say it. Like there's you got your ass kicked loss. That's the worst because there's just like really nothing to go off of. Like you played like pretty well, but you still got dominated. Like you put up like 7 runs and the other team scored 17. The loss where you kind of beat yourself is easier to take because you just know, I just made mistakes. Like that can be fixed. Florida, oh yeah, that would explain why it's not in the top 25 scores. Can't imagine. You can't. It's hard to imagine both those teams are not ranked. Let's see. 13-3. Oh man. Yeah, they're about to have the same record as Florida. All right, let's see these other scores now. Vandy like kind of dominating Georgia. Might be 12 SEC. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of SEC teams. Especially, I mean, I think this year the SEC is like the deepest it's ever been, except for Missouri. Like every other team in the league, your thoughts are at the beginning of the year, like that team's they can they're going to make the NCAA tournament. Like they're going to be fine. So when every team but one in the conference is like that, you're like, oof. All right, gents, happy Easter to all. Hope you all get to spend time with your family if that's what you want. I'm out for tonight. Might catch the stream tomorrow. All right, see you, Dust. Let's go, man. That's a big win for Miami. I mean, now you're 7-9. You're getting close to back to 500, and you just beat a number 14 team in the country 4-1 on Friday night. Like you just like pitching dominated. Pitched out of some big jams. So like, oh, you can trust this guy, and you can trust this guy when he's in trouble. That was a big win for Miami, 100%. I know you guys probably have a post game space. Let me see is it Canes doing it? Man, I keep misspelling your name. I think Miami's good. I think they're gonna. I just have this weird feeling that like they're gonna make the tournament now. You know, that's what's like kind of I'm feeling right now. I feel like watching them, they kind of have a little grit to them. Like there's something there that you can't quantify, but I actually kind of think they're gonna make the tournament now. Just after watching them play tonight. They got a weak schedule coming up, man. They got a really weak schedule coming up. Like if they can steal a series win against Georgia Tech, they're going to feel way better about themselves going into that weak schedule. Now the real test is tomorrow. Can we limit the Georgia Tech offense? Yes, that is a fact. But you only have to do it once, right? You got 2 games to do it once. Can you figure out a way to do it once over the next 2 games? But you have to think it's pretty hilarious that like the fans that like tweet underneath like Georgia, let's say the Georgia Tech baseball like final, the final score tweets. The final score tweet replies are like places where you can find just like true psychopaths. Like someone who would like basically go on a tirade against a Twitter account because the team lost. You know what I mean? It's crazy what you see in some of those comments. And the things they say are like so obvious, like everybody knows it, but they're saying it as though they think it's true. Like they're saying it as though like they figured it out. I don't know what it is, but the momentum is turning. Yeah, just I don't know. Every team has a personality, and I just felt like I feel like there's like they're playing. The defense looked really good. Look at the Miami ones. That's what I mean. I just do that sometimes if I'm scrolling because I follow a lot of schools' accounts, and if I always read the final score comments. That's like one no matter what team it is because I just know I'm going to see the same pattern, for every school. Like there's a certain kind of human being that becomes like a super fan of a school and gets angry and like tweets crazy things at the school's account. You know. All right, let's see. So LSU got the series win. Yep, they got the series win. And it's looking like, let's check this game out. So Vandy's still beating Georgia 13-7, the bottom of 7th. A&M is winning game 2 against Arkansas 9-2 in the top of the 9th. A&M is about to have won their 3rd straight SEC series against the number 1 team in the country and now the 2nd best team in the country in those 3 weekends. A&M is legit. A&M is legit and should be looked at as a caliber team like they were thought to be preseason. That is how big of a momentum shift this is for Miami. Or not for Miami, for Texas A&M. Because they They were playing the complete opposite of that not even a month ago. D1 baseball will still have Oregon State as a host over Vandy. Yeah, I mean, like again, it's just weird. There's plenty of teams on the West Coast that I think could be deserving of a host, like Oregon. Obviously, UCLA is going to, but you have like UC Irvine. Like you've got some teams over there that could be like a sneaky host if they finish the rest of the way strong. Even though Irvine is kind of like fallen off a bit, they still could turn it around, run the table, and be back in that same situation. So I just don't know why it's going to Oregon State. I don't know why Oregon State's the national seed. That just makes no sense. I said on Twitter today that A&M is currently one of the best teams in the country. Do you agree? Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is they some of these teams a couple weeks ago they had A&M pegged as a like a series sweep maybe. I mean, that's how bad they were playing. Is those teams around the league? I guarantee you were like, "Oh, we play. Okay, that'll be a win." Like they just, that's what they were looking at it as. And now they have to reshift. They got to shift their perspective of A&M back to, "Oh, this is going to be the best team in the country." Like you don't beat number one on the road, then sweep a lesser opponent, and then beat the number two team on the road. So both big series wins are on the road. You don't do that without having figured something out. And give credit to Michael Early and his staff. Like they've figured something out. They figured out what was going wrong. If A&M stays hot, they may sneak into a host. Yeah, I mean, 100%, it's possible. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's possible, and it would not surprise me if they do, because I do think they're just going to. I think they are basically going to run the table the rest of the season. Just with the way they're playing, they're not giving up runs. They're scoring a bunch of runs. Like they're just doing things that elite teams do. So. But all right, guys, that's going to be the end for me as well. We'll do this again tomorrow night, I think. Even though Easter, I'll probably do it, but I'll message you guys if I'm not. And then have a good rest of your night, guys.